Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do something slightly different for this World Coin Hunt today. As you can see, we've got the tub. We're not going to be digging into that straight away. What we will be doing first is having a quick gander at my latest acquisitions. Now this follows on from a comment someone made to me a little while back. I did some digging and I found them online and I've treated myself to them. It's the 4-coin set from a little known or lesser known area called Transnistria. Now, they have the dubious honour, I believe, of being the first and only country to ever produce plastic coins. There are supposed to be notes. Now, these arrived about an hour ago. I've not even opened them. I've taken them out of the packaging and this is as far as I've gone. So I was going to go through them with you guys, let you see what we've got and crack on from there. One of the things we will be doing today as well is throwing into the tub the coins from one of my subs that sent them through, and the big bag that I bought a little while back. And if you've been following the last few hunts, you'll know that I've been going through them, just having a quick look really, just to see what's there. So we've got something different really for the hunt itself. But first of all, I'm just going to, like I say, go through these plastic efforts. They look like little kiddie tokens, you know, the sort of things the kids would get in their toys, but they are legit. That is 1 ruble. The green square is a 3 ruble. That little chappy is a 5, and the biggie is a 10. They only came out in 2014, and they were pulled within, I believe, about 5 or 6 years, mainly because the old folk of the area didn't like them, couldn't get on with them, just couldn't relate to something modern being plastic. So yeah, they got shot of them. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them, whether I'm going to put them into capsules or into flips. Probably into flips for the time being, because they're not exactly going to rust or anything like that. So the flips themselves should be fine for the time being. But yeah, they're quite fascinating. It was just something that caught my eye, like I say, after a comment or two on one of the previous videos. Someone mentioned them. I did some digging around, found these on eBay. For what they are, they weren't cheap. I think all in, from within the UK, it was just under 20 quid. But if you get these from Europe, Central Europe and Eastern Europe, you're finding that this little lot could be going for potentially 30, 40 quid plus the postage. So yeah, that is my little latest acquisition. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. You know, it's along the theme of world coins. So I'll put them over to the side out of the way. Don't forget I put them there. Right. Now, back to where we were. Now, what I'm going to be doing, this is the main tub. This is the tub we've been working through for many, many months. And it's going down, but slowly. And we're getting to the point now where we're pulling out familiar faces, shall we say. So what I've done is I've gone through and had a quick look at all the other coins that I've pulled out. And yes, I have 2 tubs. And they look identical in volume, in composition, and everything else. So what I'm going to do today, so I've got room or more room to put in the new coins, I'm going to empty some out of here and put them into there. But I'm not going to do that straight away. I will take these out of the way And what I'm going to do with this little lot, so I'm going to take a nice big handful or two out, put them to one side. I'm going to do my due diligence on them, make sure there's nothing in there that is interesting. If there is, it will go straight back in. If not, they'll go in the other tub. I'm not just going to blindly lift and drop. So my hope is that we get a load of stuff, come on, off the bottom. There we are. It's a nice big handful. Pop that there. It's about a kilo or two, easy. Let's do another bit, shall we? Like I say, I want to make some room. Right. Yeah, what I'm hoping is to be able to get some of the smaller ones, the ones that we don't tend to see, from the bottom to come to the top. And there's one straight away. What's that? Guyana, 1967. So it's paying off already. So as you can see, if I scrape some of these bigger ones away, you can see hopefully some smaller ones appearing. Those are the ones I'm aiming to go for. What's that? 5 Peseta. We've seen those before, but again, it's a small one that sinks to the bottom. It's another small Spanish one. So what I will do now, this is the bag that we got from Captain Coinman. I'm going to dump those straight in. These are the ones that we went through on a video a couple of weeks ago. And this little lot is nearly a kilo's, or actually it's just over a kilo's worth of the world coins, the 1.8 kilo bag that I bought and emptied out of basically all the coppers, which was this little lot. And I weighed that the other day and that came out at about just over 800 grams. So it's all British stuff there. That's going to go into some other mixed bag at some point. So, quick mix. And then we can get stuck into a proper hunt. Right, let's see if we can zoom in a touch, shall we? Wrong way. I do that every time, don't I? There we go. Right. So, here we go. Hopefully new territory. If not, it'll be a couple of familiar faces. And we're starting off with a familiar face. Gonna happen anyway. 2015. Yeah, that's Russian. 10 rubles. Yeah, I do like getting the Russian stuff. We've been getting a fair bit, and I've started to try and do a year run of some of the coins as well. So hopefully I'll be able to pull a few out of that big bundle that I've just disposed of off to one side. See if we can get some more. Here we go. 5 cents, 5 centimes, 1988. That looks Dutch, Netherlands. Yep. Beatrix, Netherlands. Yeah, we've not seen one of these for a while, actually. It's a bit on the grotty side. Yeah, 5 centimes, 1988, from the Netherlands. Now, what I will say is, obviously, we've done a little faffing around at the beginning. So I won't pull out the usual 25, 26 coins. I'll pull out about 20 today. Try and keep the video to a normal half hour or so length. So, New Zealand, 86. Yep. 5 cents. We've had a few New Zealand ones recently. I think this actually was from one of the bundles that I've just thrown in, because I don't remember seeing that design before from the tub. Oh, no, I don't want that. That's a token. Let's have this one instead. What have we got? Letzeburg, 1 franc 91. That's Luxembourg. Luxembourg? Yeah, there he is. There's the old Grand Duke, sporting a very, very fine looking moustache as usual. 1991, 1 franc, Luxembourg. We did have a spate of those at one point. I don't know what was going on. I think it might have been from the previous bag that I'd thrown in. So quite nice to be able to get the occasional one now. So we got £1 bimetal, which I think I'm going to say this is Egypt. Turn it over in a second, double check. Trying to read the date. That 2008. So that's a 2008. Yep, Egypt. £1. Yeah, we've seen those in the past, but they're always nice to get because it's bimetal and they're always shiny. I don't know why. The middles are always dull, but the outsides are always nice. We got East Caribbean States, 2002, 25 cents. And there's the Queen. Yeah, this is East Caribbean States are, I believe it is or was a group of islands. I can't remember which islands it was now, but it was like how can I describe? It's like saying this is the euro for a group of islands. So you got the euro for many countries in Europe. This was the currency that could be used on any of the islands within this group of Caribbean states, basically. Let's give it a ferret. Talking of Caribbean, there's Jamaica, 1969. What's that? 10 cents. Not seen a Jamaican one for quite some time, actually, so that's a nice little find. Not worth anything. I mean, it's probably worth pennies at best, but it's a bit of a rarity for what we tend to come across. So that's nice. So Jamaica, 1969, 10 cents. That's shiny. Cayman Islands, 2017. Yeah, there's a bit of a blue hint to this one. What have we got? 10 turtles. That's 10 cents. Cayman Islands, 2017. That's nice. Again, that was from a batch that we had a little while back. I think half the bundle that I had ended up being Cayman Islands. Oh, another Russian one, 2011. 5 rubles. So that was 10 rubles, but what date was that? Come to something when the 5 is bigger than the 10. Oh well, but that's Americans as well. I mean, the nickels and the dimes, they're one's smaller than you'd anticipate. You'd think that the 10 would be bigger. There you go, 5 rubles, 2011. Another shiny one. This is another small one from the bottom. I must have done a pretty good job of digging some of these up. Ein krona, so that's 1 krona. That's Iceland, 2007. We've seen these in the past. We actually had a very old Iceland one. I think it was 1930s, 1939, I think. A nice little find a little while ago. But we get 1 or 2 of these every so often, the more modern, shiny ones. That's 1 krona from Iceland, 2007. Oh, let's have a small one. Here we go. Oh, that is small. Oh, it's also rusted to. That's the German eagle. That's the old Imperial eagle, I think. Yeah, Deutsches Reich, 5 Pfennig, 1918. That's covered in rust. That's a shame. Be interesting to find out what the mint mark is on this one. Now, I've got a fair few 5 Pfennigs, and they're nowhere near this disgustingly ruined, shall we say. That's a lot of rust, but that's a nice find though. 1918. There we go. Germany, 5 Pfennig. It's our old friends India. They're replacing France slowly. The amount of French coins we were getting, we're now getting quite a few Indian. What have we got today? 25 pays, 1976. There's the mint mark. That is a small dot or diamond. I think that's Mumbai. If there's nothing there, there's usually Kolkata, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Mumbai. See, I try to be educational as well as vaguely entertaining. Let's just take a biggie off the top, shall we? 5 dinara, 1972. That's going to be Yugoslavia. We've had a fair few of those recently. Yeah, there we go. Yugoslavia. Possibly start a year run with these, the way they've been coming out recently. But yeah, it's the old Soviet era. 5 dinara, 1972. Malta, 1991. 10 cents. They're the one with a fish on the back. Not seen one of these in a little while. These ones were popping up quite often as well. But again, this is slightly smaller than the norm that we've been getting. So I'm guessing I really did do a number on the shuffling the tub around. Because if you look at what we've got there, we've got those three are probably the largest, followed by the Jamaica. All the others fairly small, really, in comparison. Ooh, what's that? No, don't want that. Stop it. I've already got one on my fingers. 200 lira, 1978. So that's Italy. Up, down. There we go. Italian coins, they, over time, a bit like the French coins as well, the face that you see on the obverse, it changes. If it's not the face, it's the hairdo or the head covering or anything like that. So it's one way of trying to work out roughly when the coin came out as well. So this one, facing right, 1978. Let's have a quick look. Can I see one? Is that Italy? Yeah, there's another one. A nice shiny one. Different hairdo, different person. That looks more like a broken nose. That one looks more like a Roman nose. Or as my old man used to say, it's Roman all over his face. It's got something in the hair. I mean, the date on that one, 77. 78. All right. Maybe not. But different faces on the coins all the time. So put that one back in. It's worth keeping an eye out. But at least with our coins, the British coins, you know it's going to be the Queen on one side or Charles now. But these and the French ones, yeah, all over the shop. Ooh, that looks familiar. Halfpenny. 1902. So that should be Edward. Yep. Edward the 7th. Not long after he started keeping the seat warm. He wasn't around for too much longer after that. Another, 8 years? And then George V came along and stuck it out for 25, 26 years. But there you go. Edward the 7th. Old halfpenny. 1902. It is nice to get the occasional old British one, but I tried to avoid them. I tried to pull them out. It's supposed to be a world coin hunt, not a British coin hunt. Talking of which, blowing halfpenny. I can go back in. Here we go. 5 or 1922. Oh, okay, nice early one. Any guesses? Norway, Sweden? Turn it up the right way. Norway. Here we go. Yeah. 5 or from Norway, 1922. Not seen one of those for a while, actually. I think in one of the last hunts we pulled out, I think it is a Swedish version. It's the one, it's got like a, I don't know how you want to call it. It's like a flattened lump in the middle with a little island around it. I don't know what you want to call it. And that one often pops up. It's quite an old one. Here we go, another oldie. 25 centimes from Belgium. 1939. Oh, potentially wartime. Well, just before wartime, because I don't think the Germans got to Belgium until early 40, I think it was, wasn't it? So, yeah, this one would have been changing hands during the war, I suspect. There you go. Right, last few. See if we can get a small one. There we go. 1924. A mint mark. This is Germany. A is Berlin. There we go. Deutsches Reich. 10 Reichspfennig. 1924. Germany. Excellent. I'm going to be posting this one up, I think, a fair few times. If not, by the time you see this video, it's probably already been posted. But that green shouldn't be there. But it gives it that patina, makes it really nice. It's only speckled on the back. On the front, that is a really nice finish. Emerald green on a bronzy, brassy looking background. That's nice. There we go. Anyway, 1924, 10 Reichspfennig from Germany. Ooh, that's upside down. That is Kiwi. Yeah, there we go. New Zealand. 2014. It's a nice shiny one, actually. I do like that. Probably still in use. I think that some of the 20 cents, and I want to say some of the 10 cents, I can't remember, but these were, I think there was a magnetic and a non-magnetic, and I think the magnetic took over from the non. So let's have a quick look. There's my Angry Birds magnet that I always use. Yeah, I think we're safe to say that's magnetic. So that is one of the later ones. Yeah, I can never remember, like I say, which way around it is, whether they went from magnetic to non or non to magnetic. But yeah, definitely too magnetic. This is too new to be otherwise. So 20 cents from New Zealand. Oh, 2 Pfennig. What's that mint mark? D. Yeah, I think this is, vaguely remember that mark on the side there. This is one of the ones from one of the batches I've just thrown in. When we went through, I had a quick look at it, and I think in the video I said that was an F. You can clearly see it's a D, and a D is Munich. So that's 2 Pfennig from Germany, 1966. That's West Germany. There we go. Bearing in mind, back in those days, there was 2 Germanys, East and West, and this is the design and style by Western Germany. There we go. Excellent. Pop you there. How many is that? 21. All right, let's do another one. One of these funny flower design type, flower shaped ones. I never know what they're called. Cyprus, 1944, 1 Piastri. Again, this is one of the ones I think from one of the new bags. Now, whether it was one from Captain Coinman or one I got from the big batch from eBay, I can't honestly remember. It's been a few weeks now since we've done all those. But yeah, this is a first for me. I've not had a Cyprus one that's a Piastri. So these came out, from what I can remember doing some initial digging around, from I think it's 43, 44 through to about 46. So this is a wartime one for Cyprus. So that's a nice one to get. I do like my wartime coins, first or second. Sweet. Right, one last one. We're coming up on nearly half an hour, so. United Arab Emirates, that's 1 fill. What's the date? 2014. So that's a 2, 0, 1, and a 4. And the Arabic date is a 1, a 4, that's a 3, and that's a 5. So looking at that, if you look at this one, the 2 and the 3, you can see the difference. So the 1 is a single line with 1 point. The 2 has a single line with 2 points. And the 3 has 3 points. The easiest way to remember those numbers, to be honest, 1, 2, 3. But there you go. So 1 fill from the United Arab Emirates. And as I'm looking at that one, I'm looking into the top and I can see another one exactly the same, but it's bigger. So if I pull that one back up, so this must be like a changeover period. Again, it's still 1 fill. I don't know what the year is. So that was, here we go. Right, pop you back down. 1988. That's 1988. So that's a fair few years earlier. So they obviously went through a change in currency, reduced the coin down in size, because that is basically the same coin, same denomination. You won't bother keeping that one out. But yeah, so there you go. Changing coin size, no different to us with our 5p's. Right, let's get those out of the way. Move those over. So the coins that we've managed to pull, like I said, there's only 23 because we spent time doing the other bits and bobs. Not going to go full tilt, or as my son would say, full ham. Pick of the week. Well, for me, as I said just now, I love my wartime stuff. I also like shiny stuff. There's a few shiny ones, but unfortunately, the really shiny ones are too new. I like my old stuff. So you've got the German 1924. It was 24, wasn't it? Yeah. But the one that catches my eye more so is this one that's really messed up, mainly because of the age I'm going for it. 1918. I know we had that British one that was 1902. But I can look at plenty of those in my own collection quite often. Don't tend to see old German stuff. I mean, this potentially could have been carried by a German soldier right up to the end of the war. You never know. Or it could have just been sat in a bank vault for 2 or 3 years, and then they just threw a load of these out and said, right, start spending them because things are getting tight. We do not know, but that is the fascination with coins, the history, the story that could be. You never know. But that's my pick of the week. 5 Pfennig from 1918. Anyway, that will be it, I think, for this one. Like I say, we've hit the half-hour mark. I don't want it to drag on too much longer. Just a quick reminder, in the description now, I have got my Amazon affiliate details, some of the kit that I use, the camera, the mics, the flips, that sort of thing. Details are down there. Have a quick look. If you're interested, follow that through. Unfortunately, there's no discount from your point of view, but I do get a small, very small little bit of commission. So I'm putting that out there now. There is a little disclaimer at the bottom as well, just to say that's what happens. I think it's something like 2% or 3%, so it's minimal. So if you buy something that's a fiver, I'm going to get pennies, but the pennies will build up and hopefully will help us get more coins for the tub. Anyway, that's it from me for now. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you did, consider that like. It would be a big help. A subscribe is always appreciated, but above all, a comment. Oh, comments are great. I love comments. Leave something down the bottom. Anything that you think here is your pick of the week. If you agree, my pick of the week. Even what you thought of these little plastic chappies. Chuck it in the comments and we can have a good little chat. Anyway, till the next time, folks, take care and I'll see you then. Cheers all.